Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Laura and I'm a PhD student of Comparative Literature in Germany. And in this video I want to talk about what I've been up to in the last few weeks and about the future of this channel. So if you're interested, stay tuned. First up, what have I been up to in the last few weeks? So I am in the very middle of the writing process of my PhD thesis on literary hermeneutics, the art of interpreting literary works. I really enjoy the process. It's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work and it takes up most of my thinking and reading time. So I don't always have the capacity to read alongside it for my channel or for my free time and just my interests. And I've been trying to tackle a major project in November, which was reading The Journey to the West. I've been talking quickly about it in one of my videos in my December recommendations, as I've been starting to read that in November. And it's like one of the biggest Chinese epics, Chinese classics from the 16th century, telling an adventure story of a monk called Tripitaka traveling with some companions to India from China to retrieve some Buddhist scriptures to bring back to China, so eventually to bring Buddhism to China. And it's both an adventure story. They are encountering lots of demons and other creatures during their travels and have to fight and combat and escape them, and also they need some diplomacy and just be able to get through this long journey. And at the same time, it's also a religious work and a satirical work because it's a lot about Taoism, the Chinese religion, and also about Buddhism and how they are connected and intertwined, and a whole belief system in that novel, and also a lot of Chinese religion and bureaucracy and the state system that is satirized in many different funny ways. So it's very dense, very intense and very interesting, but also a lot. So especially if you don't have a background in that field, which I actually don't, because I've been trained more or less to read Western literature, especially from the 18th century onwards. It's a lot to do, to read, to learn, and I also like to read a lot about the literary history and learn about why it's such an important novel and how it has influenced other works and how it was influenced and so on. So that's my major project since November. I've been starting that and I have only managed to finish the first of these two volumes. I've got them both with me here. So it's in German in this edition that was translated by Eva Lüdikong in, I think, 2017 it was published. So I only finished the first edition, but not the second yet. It's 1,300 pages in total, and I'm only through the first 45, I think. So I still need some more time, and I also need some more time to learn and read upon the research and the literary history, because that makes it so much more intense and so much more interesting. So first I was really optimistic that I would finish this book in December and then make a video about it, and it would also be just like a lot of output and just very intense but good. But then life happened and December happened, and December is always a pretty intense month with celebrations and holidays and everything you try to finish with work before Christmas and stuff. I think you probably can relate. So yeah, I realized that I actually cannot finish that and I will take some more time. So I chose wisely not to do a video about something that I only had read halfway. So I will finish the books first and then make a video once I've read upon the research as well and can talk a little bit more in depth about it, and also take you along on the process eventually, because it's such a big work and I think it could be interesting to most of you as well. I know that some of you are interested in Asian literature as well. I've been making some videos on Japanese literature before, especially on Akutagawa and I don't know if you've seen that, but I will link it below too. And also about some more modern novels that I've been reading mostly last year. I haven't gotten into modern Japanese literature lately, but I think that reading this Chinese classic will also open some new doors and perspectives to learn about Asian culture and literature in general. So that's still my biggest project going on alongside my PhD at the moment, and I, as I said, really enjoy it, but it's also more than I expected eventually. So yeah, just expect a few videos on this eventually, because it's just too much and too wonderful not to talk about it in more detail. And instead of making like one major video that would be over like an hour or so, I think it would make sense to break it down into smaller videos that can tackle different aspects and bring it closer to you in this way. So this is also how I come to the second part, the future of this channel. So I've been honestly a little bit stressed lately because I felt like my whole workload was a little bit too intense and too much, and I felt like I didn't really enjoy doing what I did on here as much as I did before. So I thought a solution must be there, so what can I do? And first I thought it would make sense to just break my schedule down to only publish a video every 2 weeks. But to be honest, I'm a little bit sad about that, and I feel like I don't really like this concept, because I feel like there's not so much happening on the channel, and I really enjoy making these videos, editing and publishing, and having this ongoing conversation with you, and also just seeing that you enjoy the videos, and that you're constantly learning about, for example, hermeneutics, as well as I'm learning about it. That makes me so happy, and I think this way I also have this consistency in a way. So it's really nice to see that I can keep up with the videos and really have this output eventually. And I've been managing to do it for over 1.5 years now, without a longer break, more than like 2 weeks when I was ill or traveling or something. And I'm pretty proud of that actually. So I thought, what can I do now? And I've been coming up with a new solution that I think I can stick to. And the solution will be to just have 2 major series going on in the future as well. The first series is the one on literary theory, in which I'm mostly talking about hermeneutics these days, because that's just the field that I know most about. But I will also delve into aesthetics in the future, also into other fields like, for example, post-critique or post-structuralism and other concepts, as well as more modern hermeneutics, to just give all of this another angle. And I am also thinking about making more videos on the interpretation, so literary theory in practice in a way. So you can see how I interpret and how I learn about this whole interpretation process. And the other series will be going on about classic literature, especially focusing on the works that have been influencing modern day fantasy and sci-fi works. And at the moment I'm trying to work through medieval works. I know that The Journey to the West is not in this time period, it's actually an early modern work, but I've been so interested in that I really wanted to read it now. But at the same time I'm also trying to keep going with the videos that I've been making. The last one I've been making was on Beowulf from, I think, depends on who you're asking, I think around the 12th century, maybe 13th. And at the moment I am reading the Nibelungenlied, this one. It's also a big one, but it's easier to read, a lot easier for me than The Journey to the West. And I'm making videos on that as well, so you can expect that in the near future. And it's also a very major work of German literature that has also had a big influence on modern day writing, especially in connection with other writings like Beowulf and the Edda and stuff. It has also influenced people like Tolkien, and it's very interesting to learn more about the origins of these modern day stories, I think. So this is the series that will be going on. I will tackle works like the Edda, the Nibelungenlied, like the Norse mythology, the German mythology and medieval works. I will also cover Arthurian legends in Le Morte d'Arthur. I will look at the Divine Comedy by Dante. I cannot promise how soon I will be able to work through these books, but I'm super excited, and I think most of them have so much to offer and there's so much to learn from them. So this is the second series that's going on. So one focusing more on the theoretical side, one more on the practical or the reading side of things. And in between, I think I will publish videos that are a little bit more freestyle, maybe a little bit of a vlog style, or interviews, or just me exploring something. It can be everything from I'm interpreting a literary work, or I'm talking about a random topic that is in conversation these days or that's important to me, or I am interviewing someone, or I'm just taking you along to a literary festival, for example, or something else that just comes to mind and that makes sense to cover here. And the fourth thing that I'm thinking about doing is making short videos about news from the literary world every month. So from next week onwards, I want to start wrapping up the month by just looking at some of the most important events, releases, controversies and trends, and just see what's been going on in the literary world and what is interesting, what is noticeable, what has moved the literary world in a way in the last month. So it's not always going to be the most recent news, but rather what's been going on within the last month. And I wanted to try that out as a format because I think actually it's not been covered much on YouTube yet, but I think many people might be interested. And of course it's still tailored to my interests, so I'm not able to cover everything in a specific genre or specific field or so, but I think it could be interesting to just see what are like the big topics, and also looking at the developments in some special fields that I'm most interested in. I also thought that this format could be interesting because I have a background in journalism. I've been starting writing for a newspaper when I was 14 years old, and I've been working for several newspapers in my hometown alongside my studies for several years. So all in all, I have more than 10 years of experience in that field, not as my main job, but alongside my studies. And I've been thinking and learning and creating in that field for a long time now. So I think that gives me quite a good start to collect the news and to look at the sources and to just see what could be interesting to you as well. So I hope you will enjoy that format, and if you have any ideas or questions or categories that you would like to have covered in that, just let me know. And the last part of this video, I just want to ask you if you have any questions or requests for videos, if there's anything that you would like to see, especially like a series or videos about a certain theory, a certain author, a certain field, I don't know. It could be anything basically that's connected to classic literature, literary theory, literature news, whatever. And if you just drop that down below in the comments, that would be great. And apart from that, I would love to learn about why you enjoy the channel or what you don't enjoy maybe, and why you enjoy watching the videos, what kinds of videos you enjoy, and if there's anything that you would like to see more of or less of maybe. I still think that it would be great to create more of a community here and also to exchange ideas and theories with you. So I thought about maybe creating a Discord server where we can discuss more. If that's something you're interested in, just let me know. I will keep that in mind first and just think about how I could realize that. But for now, you just have this update on what will be happening on the channel in the future. So I hope that you are also excited about this going on weekly, hopefully. And I just wanted to give you a little bit more insight of what's been going on in my life at the moment, because there's a lot, and I really appreciate this channel and the community and you watching the videos and giving me feedback, what you like and don't like, what you like to learn about and everything. So thank you very, very much for watching. If you stay till the end, I really appreciate that you just follow along and let me explore and explain everything I explore and explain on here. So see you in my next video, and feel free to just drop a comment down below telling me whatever you would like to tell me, and see you in my next video then. Have a nice day, thank you, and bye bye.